Why hello there, if you're new here, my name is Maddie and welcome to the Fragrance Fam. In the AFI Project Lab today, I'll be making some romantic little wax melts. They're pink, heart-shaped, and best of all, come packaged with our Love Potion fragrance oil. So whether you're prepping for your product line for Valentine's Day or you're just a hopeless romantic like me, come along and let's make some. So these little heart melts have two parts, a firm red mini heart made of pillar wax in the center, encased by a softer light pink soy blend wax. So this creates a neat effect where the outer layer melts first, leaving the red heart to slowly melt in with the rest of it. So we're gonna first get our inner miniature hearts made. So for that I have 1 ounce of firm pillar wax. 100% paraffin waxes work best for this in my opinion, so I've picked out some Pro Blend 550. So we're gonna get it melted down using our preferred method, which is the double boiler. Use whatever you prefer, and we're just gonna pop it right in, and then we can add our dye and our fragrance. So I find that paraffin wax packs a colorful punch, so once the wax is melted down, we're gonna dip a toothpick right here into some red liquid candle dye. Then we're gonna stir until the wax is saturated, and then we'll check the temperature of the wax. So to add in fragrance, we want it to be about 185 degrees, but we'll check that in just a few moments after we add in our dye. Now that we have our dye added in and mixed together, we're going to go ahead and check our temperature here using our infrared thermometer. And we are at 184, which is right on target. So when you're within about 10 degrees of your target, you can add in 0.03 ounces or about 1 milliliter of our Love Potion fragrance oil. And you want to make sure that you stir the fragrance in really well just to ensure the best throw. So now that everything has been nice and well homogenized, we're going to go ahead and add our melted wax into these cute little heart-shaped molds. So while these mini hearts are cooling, we can prep the wax for the larger heart that the little ones will be encased in. So for that, use a softer wax made for tarts and melts. So I like using GW464 for tarts, so I've got 2 ounces of it right here measured out, ready to go. So we're gonna get that melted down as well, and I'll check back in when it's liquid, but for now, I'm just gonna get my mini hearts unmolded. Now it doesn't take too long for these tiny red hearts to solidify, but make sure they've hardened all the way through. Just because they look solid on the surface doesn't really mean that they're ready. So if your little hearts have tiny sinkholes, that's okay. They'll be covered by the other pink wax. So I went ahead and removed them from our molds, and just look how cute they are. And so for our next step, what we're going to do is we're going to grab our larger heart molds, which we'll be using for this wax here. We're going to place these right in the center, and then when this is all melted down and ready to go later with our fragrance and everything else, we'll pour that over, and then there you go. But let me not get too ahead of myself here. Let's go ahead and get back with the basics, and let's stick this into our molds. Like we just did with our mini hearts, and we're just going to go ahead and add in a little bit of red dye using our toothpick here. A little bit goes a long way, so just be sure just to tap. Now that our dye is added in, of course, we're going to check our temperature to make sure it's at 185 degrees Fahrenheit, so we can add in our fragrance. 183, right on target. So now we're going to add in the other 0.2 ounces of Love Potion fragrance that we have left in here. We're just going to stir it in for at least a minute or so just to make sure that it's all nice and incorporated. Now we are ready to make our last pour, but you do want to make sure that this wax is on the cooler side so it doesn't melt the mini red hearts and cause color bleeding. So I find that anywhere between 120 and 130 degrees is a good range. That way it's liquidy enough to pour, but not too hot to, melt the little molds. So I have my little toothpick that I used earlier right here. So what I'm going to do is gently hold the mini hearts. I'm just going to press them down as I'm pouring our wax, just to make sure that they don't move around. So we fill each mold cavity to the top, and if you'd like to skip all the extra work, you can fill extra mold cavities just using the pink Tarte wax with no embeds. So for now, they look a little weird while the outer layer cools, but check these out. I love them. They look really, really cool. They're super adorable, and they smell so good. I wish you guys could smell through the screen right now. So they're surprisingly simple to make with the right wax types, but you'd never guess it only takes a couple of steps to get these little heart embeds in there. So let's see how they look on the wax melter. Well, I think these turned out beautiful. I think they're so cute, if I do so say myself. So you guys can find both of these heart molds we use in today's tutorial on Amazon if you want to try these out for yourselves. Play around with different shapes, colors, and fragrances to make wax melts that suit your brand. So I like to package them up and arrange them in clear jars so you can really just, you know, enjoy all the beauty. But you can also use some cellophane baggies. They work just as well. Now, don't forget to add your finishing touches to them, like a brand label, and these are ready to go flying off your shelves this Valentine's Day. So I hope you guys enjoyed following along with me, and don't forget to check out our web store for our Love Potion fragrance along with thousands more. We have a scent for everyone, no matter what you make, so stay tuned for more how-tos just like these, or I'll have another project just for you guys to try out in the future. Until then, I'm Maddie, and thanks for joining me today in the lab. And this is just a bye for now. Don't worry, I'll catch you guys soon.